Hi, and welcome to today's webinar for all you admins out there. And let me see who wrote in the chat where you're calling in from: New Jersey, Miami, New York, from Sweden. I'm from Sweden. That's fun to see. Belgium, South Africa. That's amazing. Brazil. Wow, we're from all over here. That's really exciting to see. Belgium, Mike from Belgium, Ryan from Utah. Awesome. This is really exciting. And we have so many people here with us today. I'm really glad about this because it's an important webinar and I'm glad you're taking the time to join us. Anina from Switzerland, Rachel from California. Wow, this is cool. Great, guys. I'm glad to see. I hope you all see the chat field and see how many that are writing here. So for those of you who didn't hear, we're now 4 minutes after, so I'm actually going to go ahead and start, and then people might join during the next couple of minutes here. But my name is Eileen, and I hope you can all hear and see this screen. I am a customer success manager here at monday.com, and today you've joined for a very special webinar about being an admin at monday.com, what it means, what you can do on your admin section. So we're going to go through a lot of things today. So let's just check a little bit the agenda. So we're going to talk about what it is, what it means to be an admin. I'm going to walk through the entire admin section and check all the available features we have. We're going to talk in the end just briefly a little bit about teams and the options you have to create teams, how you can use teams within monday.com. And then we're going to end the last 30 to 20 minutes with a Q&A session. So I see, sorry, I see someone saying we can't hear you. Let me know if you can't hear me and we'll see how we can solve that. So yes, like I said, ending the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes with Q&A. So if you have questions, and let me just show you this screen for sort of some housekeeping rules during the webinar. If you have questions, which I am sure you do, and I hope you do, go ahead and ask them whenever you feel like during the webinar in the Q&A section. Please don't write them in the chat because they might get lost. So I want to make sure that we get to them. So write them in the Q&A. If any of the questions don't get answered, you can always send all your questions, as I hope you know already, to support@monday.com, and we'll be happy to help you. Also, audio, if you can't hear me, go make sure you select the audio will be coming through the computer speaker. So check that. And if you can't hear me or see my screen at any time during the webinar, please write so in the chat and we'll see if it's anything wrong on my end. So last point here, after this webinar, we'll be uploading a recording of this, so you'll be able to watch it again or share it with your maybe fellow admins. So it will be available on our webinars page. Okay, guys, are you ready? So let's jump into one of our accounts. So I've created a special admin webinar account for us today. And this is a little bit more what we're going to go through. I want to start by also saying that since we're going to go through a lot of things today, feel free to, first of all, also after ask questions. But whenever you have questions or wherever you're thinking, okay, what did Eileen say about authentication or guests or invoices? You can always find, let me do that again so everyone knows. This is also the new layout of monday.com for those of you who are not familiar with this and are still on the old layout. But in the old layout, you'll find the help button down here. In the new one, you have the help right here. Look the same, work the same, open them, type in guests if you have questions about it. You'll see everything about that. You'll see invoice questions. Where can I find my invoice? Everything is here. So remember this during the time that we're here today, that if you don't need to memorize anything by heart, you can always find everything here. Same when it goes to webinars. Take your team, sign up for webinars, go have a basic walkthrough, advanced walkthrough together, other tutorial videos, and of course, we're here for you 24/7, so send us an email. All right, important to say before we get started. Now, what does it mean to be an admin? Well, technically, it means that you are either the one creating the account, then you're by default the admin, or you've been added as an admin after. In terms of functions and abilities on the account, you are just the same as any other team member. But the difference is that you guys that are admins have access to your admin section, which you find always under your profile menu, which is here in the new layout. In the old layout, I'm just saying for those of you who are looking at it, it's up here in the right corner, okay? So now we'll find it here. Let's go in it. And this is where we're sort of gonna hang out now for the next 30 minutes. I'm gonna walk through all of this and show you what's hidden in here if you haven't already found it. All right, so like I said, you're just any other team member. Now, what do I mean with that? Who's on the account? Let's start by clarifying the different terminology and the different users that we have on our monday.com accounts. So let's start to understand the difference between team members, guests, and viewers only. So team members are, your team members can see all the information that you have on your main boards. So if you guys are, I hope you're all familiar with the main, shareable, and private boards. So your team members, they will be able to see all the information on the main boards. And they can also be invited to collaborate easily on both the shareable and the private boards. So in other words, the main users are your team workers, your teammates, your employees, your colleagues that you work with on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. These are your colleagues, basically. So your guests, on the other hand, are the users that you work with. They're external from your team. So they could be vendors or clients or outside consultants. Guests can only be invited to the shareable boards. So they have to be invited one board at a time, and they will be limited to the shareable board area, and also be limited. You can limit them with what you want them to be able to do on the shareable boards that they're subscribed to. So this is, having guests is an amazing feature to help you collaborate safely with outside external guests, external people, while still maintaining the security and the privacy of everything that's stored in the main and private boards. So, sorry, I actually saw I didn't have any guests on this. We show you. Viewers, though, before I move on, I just want to show you. Let's change on into a guest to a guest. There we go. Sorry about that. He must have fallen out the guest book. There we go. I wanted to show you how it looks like. It shows like this guest, and I have a little visit card on the little bubble. So viewers only. Viewers only, I want to say and make it clear that this is a very new feature. This is a new kind of user that we've added very recently. And not all of you will have access to this yet, but it's coming very, very soon. Viewers is a cool new addition to monday.com. Basically what it does, what is a viewer? It's basically a team member. They will have access to all the main boards and to all the shareable and private boards that you decide to share with them. The difference is that they will only be able to view, not edit. They won't have any editing rights whatsoever. So this is great if you have a big company, you don't necessarily want everyone to be able to edit, etc. A few different use cases there that this could be really great. So we're all looking forward to this being released to everyone. Now, a few very important things about this section. First of all, it's your go-to to be able to see everyone that's on your account, all right? So you'll be able to break them down, find people easily, and see what status they're under. If they're a guest, the viewer, and the viewer had the little eye, like I said, the guest has the little visiting cards on their profile picture. Now, what do we have one section left that we haven't talked about, and that's the deactivated users. You can deactivate users when they're no longer with the company, for example, or when in a situation where you don't want them to have access to your account. when they're deactivated, it means that basically they cannot log into your account anymore. All these activated ones, they are active members, they can log in. When you've deactivated, let's try here to deactivate pippi longstocking. First of all, want to make sure you got this, that you can change your status at any time. You can change them between becoming a member, viewer, or guest. But then here you deactivate. So when you deactivate someone, they will no longer be able to log into the account, and everything that they've done on the account will still be saved. You can see everything, but their profile picture will be a little faded out, like sort of grayed out. So it will indicate that they're no longer active. When you have deactivated a user, you will not only be able to find them here, you will also, I also want to make sure that it's clear that they are still on the account. So you can't, if you're now trying to invite pippi longstocking as a guest, you won't be able to do that on a shareable boards because she's already on the account. All you need to do here is go and activate her again and activate her as a guest. This is important because sometimes it can be confusing when you have a lot of people coming and going to the account. They might come in different status with different roles as a guest or a member. So always check here to make sure that they haven't been on the account already, and from here you can then activate them again. This guest here has been deleted. You delete an already deactivated member to delete all details from them permanently. All right. Okay, cool. So this is my team section, and now the other tab we have here, which is where you manage your admin team. So here you can simply add, if we want to make Julia an admin, we can add her there. If we then want to remove her, we can do that by simply pressing this X. Simple enough. Now, this section called board section, it's called the board ownership, sorry. This is basically if, for example, you have a person leaving the account. So Julia has been deactivated. She's no longer on our monday.com account, but she was the owner of a lot of different boards. Now, we don't want boards without the owners because it means that we can't change any permissions. There are a lot of few different things that we can't do if we're not an owner of a board. So we want to make sure that we can add more people, add another board owner to this to Julia's boards. So we do that by simply adding Julia here to current owner. We know that she's the owner of X amount of boards, and we just simply add ourselves as an additional owner to these boards. Note that this will also be affecting her shareable and private boards, just so you're aware of that. And then you add a new owner. Add yourself as a new owner to Julia's boards. Okay, cool. So next section I want to talk to you about is also a very important one. Because here, when you go here and you're thinking, what users here am I actually paying for? So you can either go this shortcut here to see your billed users, or you can click on your billing section. The billing section allows you to see everything that has to do with your current plan. So you get a quick overview over what account you're on. We're here on a pro plan. We're up to 5 users, and this is our monthly fee. And we're currently on the yearly payment. So you'll get a snapshot of your current plan. Now, we also have a breakdown of all our team members and all our users, basically, and we get a quick snapshot of the active ones. So this is also a great addition to the My Team section. And then you can also simply change your plan from here. So you click in and you go disregard this. This is a webinar account, so that's why the pricing is. This is not our current pricing, not to be surprised. And then you can pick your plan, what you want, yearly, 2 yearly, or monthly, the payment plan, and note the discounts on the yearly plans. Pick the amount of users you want, and then what if you want to be on basic, standard, or pro. So this is how you upgrade or downgrade your account whenever you want. All right. Cancel your plan, you do from here. Also important to know. I hope you won't, but it's still important to know. Invoices. again, this is a trial, this is a internal account, so we don't have any invoices, but here your invoices will be listed. You can always find them here. Also very important for you guys to know. Here is a payment method. You will see what card you paid with, and the last attempt, and the next charge date. The next charge date also indicates how long you have left and when the next reoccurring charge will be. So you can also then, of course, change your card information from here as well if you want to pay with a different card. All right, this is our billing section, you guys. Super important that you familiarize with it. That together with my team will give you a very good overview of what's going on in your account. So, all right, so let's move on to our other sections here. We're moving to the top for our general account settings. Now, we have two options here for the login details. First of all, you can change your name at any point, your account name. You can pick any name you want here. It doesn't have to be unique. The URL account, the web address, account URL will have to be unique. So they can't necessarily match, but find yourself a good URL. And if you do want to change it, go ahead and do that, no problem. Just be aware that when you do that, you'll be automatically logged out. And all your users will be receiving an email with new URL, so they will be able to log back in. We will redirect automatically any attempts for logging to the old URL, old web address, for 30 days. Also important to note. Okay, so for the account general settings, we have the following options. First of all, you can change the start day of each week. Actually, where I'm based, we're starting on a Sunday, so I can change that right there. I also want to show you these options where we can hide or show weekends in the timeline view. Now, what do I mean with that? Let me show you how to hide the weekends, because that's a bit special. It's not the default. So I've saved the changes. Always make sure you do that. We're going to go to a board. We're leaving the admin section and we're going into a board. Here we have the timeline. The timeline column, clicking on it to open the timeline view. And here you'll see that the weekends are hidden. Between 7 and 10 here, we're missing the weekend days. So we're also only viewing the weekdays. Okay, moving back to our holy section. And where were we? We're on account settings. So this reduce these two features. In addition, we also have this. This function or feature right here is actually not out on all accounts. This is something that we need to grant from our end upon your request. This is due to security and privacy reasons. Basically, this allows you to download your entire account data. And if this will become irrelevant for you at some point, reach out to us and we'll help you with that. But I just wanted you guys to know that there is such option. So next field here, or next tab in your menu, is the customization. This is a really important section for you guys to customize and put your own branding and touch to your monday.com account. Now, because they are on a new layout, this has not yet been added. You see here, this doesn't match this little logo up here. Our product team and developers are working right now, actually. I talked to them today. They're working on adding so you will actually see your logo, your full logo, not only the little Monday M. So this will be added soon. So basically, upload your own logo, and for the best result, follow the instructions that you see here below, and make the site yours and your company's. So this section right here is for email header. Now, what does this mean? Let me show you. Oh, I have a little here. I have an email prepared. This is how it looks like when you get an email. So basically, when any users or guests gets an email from your account, this is the header they will see. So they won't see monday.com header, they will see your header or your logo, sorry. Okay, and also there are a few recommendations there to get the best layout. All right, so features. We have 3 different options here, and basically what this is about is whether you want to enable or disable a few different things. So the first one is GIFs. Monday.com supports Giphy. I will show you in a second how that looks like if you haven't seen it already. Basically allows your team members to send little GIFs and reactions to updates. So you can enable and disable it here if you think they're going a little crazy with funny GIFs. Disable, you can from here disable link and file preview. Also in the updates and reply section, let me just show you how it looks like. We're going to an update section here on a board. And here we go, here's a GIF that I added. Let me do that again for you. I wanted to answer here, actually it was I'm answering myself, but if your colleague is answering something and you want to say, yes, that is done, so we can use a different one now, and you just simply say GIF like this, and these are the previews. So this is a file preview where you can scroll and view the document in a small vision there, and here is a embedded file, oh sorry, link of a video, so you can play it right from here in a small format. Okay, so these you have the option, going back again to admin, this to have the options to turn, enable and disable from this section. The next one here. So I'm sure you're all familiar with these colors and the wording. These are our default labels for the status column. Now you can change this to anything you want. This is a great way to save you some time and also help your team members to understand the process that you want them to follow on your different projects and boards. So let's change this to maybe, now I'm just taking a very simple example, yes, no, and then maybe we want one color more. By the way, we're actually adding more fun colors here very soon. Let's like make a pink and bright one for amazing. Don't forget to click Save Changes. Changes are saved. Now let's go to board and test it out. And if we now add a new status column, important to say that it won't change the statuses of the already existing ones, of course, but it's just a new one. So like you see here, now we have additional new ones. So that is amazing. Great. So where were we? This I showed you, and now the last section here is for our pro and up accounts, like pro and enterprise basically. This helps you customize your teammates' profile information. So it means that you can change this the way you want it. You can also add new customized fields. For example, here I want to know the birthdays. So you can add that there. And then I'll show you for all of you where you see people's profiles, not only pro, but it's basic when you're looking at people. So what I did here, I clicked for the this search everything symbol. I want to go on search everything, and then here you have the tab people. So click on people and you see everyone that's on your account. And then here on these cards, you will see the information that you're adding, for example. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to do that. All right. Now that was customization that we went over this whole tab. Now my team we talked about, so let's dive into security, another very important section. So sorry, this is the one I wanted to show first. So basically here you have two options right here where you can decide whether you as the admins will be the only one that can invite new members. And this is recommended if you want to prevent your team members to add new users and accidentally then exceed the number of users on your plan. All right. You also have the option to allow your team members to invite new members, but they will only be able to invite members with the same with a specific email domain. So in our case, in my case now working at monday.com, this is our company domain. So that's where we can invite new people from. Next section here is about password policy, whether you want, how strict you want it to be, very secure or very strict, including then you need an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, etc. So this is also something that you can set from this section. Now we have also a few other options. One other section. Oh, sorry, we've been playing around with this a little bit today, so I'm sorry about this. I forgot to. Never mind, disregard what I'm saying. What I wanted to show you is this, because this is available to all of you. It's the two-factor authentication. It basically enables you, if you set this up, it means that every time a user tries to log in from a new device, this will prompt they will ask for their mobile number, and then they need to send the code. They will need to apply a code that they will be getting by text message. So this will give them access again and log in as usual. I'm sure you're familiar with this process from other platforms. So this you can also set up for monday.com. Now, on top of this, we have two other options that are Google Authentication is available for Pro and Enterprise, where you'll be able to set up with your Google or your Gmail account. It gives you three options here, whether you want it, everyone has to use the Google Authentication, everyone except guests, or it's optional to use it, okay? So this is different level of strictness that you can set up. Now, the last one is the SAML authentication. This is only for our enterprise accounts, for those of you out there. And we have three versions here: Okta, One Login, Oracle, or Custom. So this also has down here your same sections, same pattern of everyone must have it except you guests, or it's optional. You can read all about them as anything else. If you search for SAML here, you'll find all the different versions. All right? Cool. So this was security login. Now we have two more tabs here that are also for our enterprise accounts, but I wanted to show them. This is basically like a very detailed log of everything that's going on the account, what kind of event or what type of activity, and the username and when and where this activity was happening. Okay. The next one here, the last one is basically a panic button. It's if a team member's credentials have been compromised, then you can, and you want to prevent anyone from logging in, you can activate the panic mode, and this will trigger us here at monday.com, and we will help you out. Okay. All right. Next section is our API. So if you or any of your team members have any developing skills, or you have developers on your team, you're free to use our open API token. So you can read more about this here, and also find all our API documentations, our triggers and actions here on this page, which is called developers.monday.com, where you'll find everything needed for this to set it up. All right. So this is really cool. It enables you to set up more integrations that are already available on our platform, but to make them more advanced or set up with other platforms. So stats. Since we talked about billing, we're going to stats. Basically here, for most users, for basic and standard, you have available the basic and storage, and for pro and up, you're at available advanced. So let's take a look at basic. It basically gives you a summary of the activity over the last 60 days. It shows the people's activity, your users' activity, and how many boards have been created, etc., etc. So it gives you a nice overview of what's going on in the account. You also here have the storage tab, where you have and what kind of files you see, what files that are taking up the most space. All right. The advanced features then for our Pro and Enterprise, they are breaking it down even further, and you'll be able to see what boards that are trending, what are most active. You also see some statistics amongst your users of top communicators and top creators. This is also a nice nice indicator of how people are working on the account. All right. Tidy up. This section is great if now when you start using, if you're still new on monday.com, this might be, this will become relevant for you guys when you have created a lot of boards. It's starting to get a little crowded on the board section. So you want to go in and see how active are the boards really, and what boards can we do without. So you can see here how many pulses when they were last updated and created. And then you have the option, if you see that a board hasn't been touched for months. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip of water. So in case you want to make some cleaning, you can archive the boards from right here. And this will remove the boards from your section, and you'll then be able to find them in your archive board. So they won't be deleted from your account, you'll still find them, but it just means that you'll clear up the board panel a bit. Okay, this is also a great section to know about. Last thing I'm going to show you guys is this, which is also very new, and it's going to be for all the pro and enterprise again. And this is basically another level of permission that you can set across the accounts, basically limiting or enabling specific users to do certain actions on the account, such as uploading file or opening broadcast on the board views. Okay. So we made it through the entire section, and I hope you're still with me. And I'm going to tell you, before we move on to the questions, I wanted to show you guys one last thing, like I promised, about Teams. Teams is a great way to collaborate on monday.com, and I'm going to show you where you find the Teams section. On the new layout, again, it's right here on this menu, profile picture and Teams. On the old layout, you'll find it next to the search everything box that you have in the top. Next to it, I'm now showing with the mouse. Next to it, you have a symbol of two people, and this is the symbol for my team. So I'll show you the symbol, this one. So you're able to see that next to your search everything. So what are we looking at here? Basically, again, sort of an overview of everyone that's on the account. And really important one here, I think, is the fact that you can see here if you have invitations pending, that you've sent out an invitation to a guest or a user, and they still haven't accepted the invitation. So you see this here, you can here decide to cancel the invitation if it's no longer relevant, or you can resend an invitation as a reminder to the person to sign up. All right, also very important. Now, Teams. So you see here, I've already created a team called the HR department. You can go ahead and create as many teams as you want for the different departments, for example, or if you have, let's say now just project one is working on, there were a few people only included in this project, and we can add all the people that are relevant to this specific project. And then it's named here. You can add a picture and customize it. Now, like it says here, so what are the cool things you can do with Teams? Well, first of all, you can mention a team. Instead of mentioning several different people, you can mention a team. I'll show you in a second. And you can also subscribe a team to a board. Let's go back to our example board. I've already prepared a team column. You can add a team column from our column center. Right here, where you click in team, and here is the column that we're now looking at. From here, where you're going to be able to, I see guys that someone are raising your hands, and we're going to get to the questions any minute now, so bear with me. So like you see here, you can mention the team, tag the team, assign the team, it's the correct word. Assign the team to this specific calls, and this will automatically assign all the people that we just added in this project one team. Another thing, the last thing that I wanted to show you here was the @mention. So you can @mention the team, not only people. So project one, 3 team members, so we can @mention all of them. Another thing that I want everyone to know about, because it's a really convenient thing, is that you can mention everyone on this board. So it will be everyone that is subscribed to this board, or everyone at All Things Admin, which is the name of the account. So you can mention everyone on the entire account. This is super helpful as well. So let's end with a little Giphy. Thank you. Sure, square ball. Thank you very much. We went through all the different things that I wanted to show you. Then, of course, I have to end with this section, because one of my favorite sections. It's what's new. It's our megaphone. It's where you'll see everything that we're adding. This is really cool, guys. Our developers are posting live what's their new improvements that we're adding. Like now, new multiple files columns can include more than one file, and introducing the timeline crossboard widget. Really cool stuff. So don't forget to go on there every now and then to check what's new, to not miss out.